Hello everyone, this is Animation School. My name is Edward Kurchevsky and I'm professional 2D animator based in Paris.
Bobby, would you care for a piece of pie?
I studied animation over 10 years in one of the top schools in the world and now I'm ready to share my knowledge with you. In the past 4 years of teaching, my students achieved remarkable results and working in studios like Cartoon Salon, Skiald, studying in schools like Gobelin l'École de l'Image and CalArts.
I'm not sure what we've got here, Charlie. But if we've got what I think we've got something.
Our goal is to prepare qualified professionals in a short amount of time during our intense course. We are here to also create a bridge between you and studios and help you find your first professional position in industry. Online studying became one of the most important parts in worldwide education system, and I am pretty sure with us you will achieve great results. Good luck!
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am very excited to be a part of this kind of new type of stream we have here at Animation Club School. I also welcome everyone who already said hi in the chat. It's very nice to see all of these comments and people who are in love with the Witcher tribute as much as I am. So I'm welcoming everyone. Hopefully you're all settled. You all got something to drink, something to eat, because today we are hosting a lovely Lichtar studio who are going to be talking about their Witcher tribute, which we're going to look at a little bit later. But let's just establish a couple of things before we jump straight in. First of all, for those people who don't know what the school is, this is Animation Club School. Here we learn animation, we learn visual development, and anything you would need to create an animation film in your own. Even we have a special course.
We also
exactly.
do short films.
We have a special course that's called short film creation, which is really similar to a real animation pipeline from the beginning and creation idea to creating a little, I wouldn't say even little, it's pretty big, an animation short film in the span of like 4-5 months, which I went through myself and was exhilarating. So without further ado, I want to greet everyone in the chat again. And maybe let's watch the tribute together first and then jump into discussing it together. So if we can watch the video, let's do it now. Let's see where it was.
She isn't another merchant's daughter. Verena. Am I right to be afraid? You are rightly afraid.
Amazing. I don't know how many times I've actually watched this. I think on the studio's like YouTube channels, like 50K views. I think like 3K views are at least from me. Hopefully you watch this as well. Probably not your first time watching it. And if it's the first, hopefully you like the cinema experience. Let me settle a couple of rules before we jump into discussion about the short. First of all, be nice, be positive, and be supportive of everyone who's on the screen and is in the chat. Everyone here loves animation, and let's keep the positive vibes going. Second of all, if you want to ask the word question, because I have a lot of things on my screen, I will be showing a couple of images here as well, so I'll be like extra busy with my brain. Put the word question in all caps before you actually ask the question, so I'll be able to see it, copy it, and then voice it out. Plus, remember, if I am not voicing your question out loud right away, there is a pretty big chance I'm keeping the question for a later time so we can discuss it together in more depth and actually give it the question justice. So one more reason for you to stay longer on the stream and watch it till the very end, hopefully, but at least until your question is answered. And I think that's it. Yeah. Mainly be nice to each other. So without further ado, let's actually jump straight into discussion because there's like a lot to share. First of all, let me share the screen. That will also take a little minute because initially I planned to share it a little bit differently. But here we are improvising as much as we can. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should be on. Hopefully nothing broke, and if it broke a little bit, hopefully it wasn't too big. So hopefully the chat can see the images behind. We've prepared a couple of things you've already seen, for example, on our Instagram and our other social medias, and there will be also a couple of stuff that's completely new. So even if you're like the biggest fan of the tribute, you'll still see something new today. So first of all, let's discuss the creation of the short chronologically. And before we jump into the animation, before we jump into visual development, before we jump even into the script, we should go to the main source, the inspirations. So, Edward. Oh, before that, let me actually introduce everyone because I said I'm going to introduce everyone and I didn't. Let's start with our director, Edward Kruchevsky, who we're going to talk a little bit later. We also have two people who represent our visual development department. And first of all, it's Andrei Sitari, who was responsible for character design and character posing in layouts. And also we have Darina, who was responsible for our background design and background layouts. So very happy to see them. Say hi to them, chat as well. And let's go back to our scheduled program and actually talk about our ideas and inspirations and what actually led to this whole story of creating the Witcher tribute. So Edward, if you'd like to share that, feel free to do so.
Yep. Hello, everyone. So nice to finally be here and representing our studio and our project. So where I can start? Where the idea, how it came up, right? I mean,
Yeah,
why
you
we
can
did why
start
we
from
did it?
maybe, yeah, why you did it. Maybe there was some like interest that led you into this field
Yeah,
or
yeah. But I mean, basically, I wanted to have a studio for a long, long time. When I was even not in the animation industry, just like when I was thinking about animation, I wanted like, oh, I want to have people around, like working together and make some nice animations. And when I was in Gobelin, I was already thinking about what kind of my new like next project, my personal project could be. And I was so big fan of the Witcher universe from a long time, basically after the first video game, I think. And yeah, after that, it was, I think it was what year it was? It was 2007. Yeah, 2007. First game was, and after that, I was just fell in love in the Witcher universe. I read all books in Polish, and I was basically learning Polish by these books, and it was so nice. And of course, like second, third game, and I was always thinking because my personal love is like medieval times, and I also participated when I was in Poland in film school. I was participating the fencing club like medieval fencing with a normal like
Yeah.
sword.
As you can mention, as you can see on the screen, there are like a couple of images of
Exactly.
younger Edward holding the sword.
Yeah, 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 exactly,
Everything
exactly.
was very serious from day
Yeah,
one.
exactly. It was my passion from a long time. Also in Grodno, I don't have pictures, but in Belarus, because I was born there. I also was in a club, like reconstruction club. We did
Mhm.
clothes, medieval clothes, like made, like
Yeah.
handmade, like it was all
Amazing.
authentic. I was only 1 year, I think, because I had to prepare myself for study. But still, it was a lot of fun. I don't have pictures because it was a long time ago. I had no cell phones then back then, and yeah. And even in Poland, when I was in university, my first year project, I will not show it because it's so ugly. But here you see, like on the left, just the photobash
Yeah, created like
concept.
a little image. So
Yeah, yeah, photobash
people can
concept
have a
about
general.
some um, early medieval times, about the gods and stuff, like spiritual, mystical things. So yeah, it was a
Mhm.
whole like all my life around that, around medieval stuff, folklore, fantasy. I really love it. And yeah, when I was in Paris, in Gobelin, I already was thinking maybe what to do next, what project to make, and at the same time I was re-listening amazing audiobooks made by Polish company. I think it's already bankrupt, but it was Phonopolis. They did amazing audiobooks like theater plays, like with
Oh yeah,
even
audio plays.
audio plays. Even composer from the first game was involved, and he did like super cool score to that. I was really like hyped, and especially I loved this story about Nivellen and Verena. It's like Beauty and the Beast, but dark fantasy way. So I decided, okay, I love it so much. Maybe I can do some script to make it short
Mhm.
about that, like my adaptation, my like because you have to short it and some kind of represent it in different way. So I did that like slowly, but working on that. I did a script. I did like very rough like thumbnail animatic of the Grain of Truth. It's like small novel from the first, I think, book, or two
Mhm.
first books. I don't remember which one. And then I talked to Andre about like that I had, yeah, it's our one of our, like, Darina and Andre, it's our art directors. I spoke to Andre first about this idea that I want to make a short. I mean, I want to make a project about The Witcher. But first I wanted to make it like a teaser because it's easier. It's could be more buffed, with bigger quality, higher quality. And since Andre was also like fan of The Witcher, we was talking about the video games and stuff. So it was very nice to have someone who shared the love. So we were discussing, the idea and stuff. And then, I mean, we start with the Andre, but then when we already kind of, I mean, maybe I'm jumping a little bit forward, but just to represent also Darina, that after we already settled that we're going to that, we had some first sketches, and then Darina also came and we developed some concept for the backgrounds, and in the future, like all backgrounds for the teaser.
Mhm. Amazing. I was just about to ask, like, how did you involve other people into the project?
I
How
I
would
mean,
you
with Andre,
put
with
it
Andre,
together?
we was in the school in the Gobelin, right? And Darina, she's my girlfriend, so it was easy choice.
To pick
Fiance.
people, yeah,
I mean, now it's
exactly.
fiance, of course, but back then, so it's a
Exactly.
it's a family
Well,
business.
We played in Witcher together.
It's true. It's true.
oh, that's cute. Well, this is actually a perfect opportunity to give a proper introduction to Andre and Darina. So let's start with Andre. Could you tell something about yourself, about maybe like how did you maybe like there's a specific story, how do you got involved in the project, anything about you, your inspirations, and I mean anything you would like to share. I think the chat would be interested either way.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me to the stream. I'm really happy to be here. I'm super stoked about the success of the teaser. It was an amazing experience, obviously. Just like Edward said, a big fan of medieval fantasy. And actually, I'm gonna correct. I knew about The Witcher, but I was not a big fan of The Witcher. But this is more interesting because I became a big fan of The Witcher because I was involved in the project. So I started playing the game and then like diving into the universe, in the world. And it's like, oh my God, it's so good. So yeah, now it's like the second playthrough in the game. I have like few books about The Witcher. Yeah, it was super cool. Anyways, let me introduce quick introduction. Like Edward said, I was in Gobelin with him, studied there for 4 years. Now I'm a character designer and I do some visual development and illustration on the side. Yeah, that's basically it. Working professionally, it's really nice. It's actually nicer than at school because you get paid super nice. And yeah, how did I get involved in the project? Edward told me, bro, do you want to work on this? And I was like, yes. And that's basically it. And yeah, I mean, like, I'm really happy that Edward had this initiative because not everyone has initiative, like creative initiative. Like we're all scared to explore ideas. We're like artists usually like, oh no, I'm not ready yet. I'm not gonna do it yet. I have to get better. I have to get better. But we need people like Edward, like, you know what, we're gonna figure it out as we go. And that's what we did with the whole project. And I learned tons. That's basically my
Amazing.
That's good.
introduction.
Amazing. Well, Darina, would you like to share something about yourself too before I jump into questions and start interrogating you both?
Yeah. So how I was involved with this project, I always have an answer. I don't have any choice. Edward really loved the Witcher game, and we talk about Witcher many years, all the time. And I decided to play actually Witcher 3, and I really love. Actually, I like to spend my free time to playing the games on the computer, and I really love the project. But when Edward said me he wants to create a teaser for Witcher, I said, "Oh, it's cool. I would like to see what you will do." But Edward need a background artist for help, and I decided, okay. Edward showed me, first of all, Edward showed me some reference, and it's so it for me it was really easy, not much details, and like comic book. And I said, oh, it will be easy. Yeah, of course. But no, it in the end, it was absolutely not like that. But yeah, yeah. So I'm
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Yeah,
Editing.
I was so hyped that I mean, when I saw the first concept, that I wanted to have more and more details, and then it became a mess, like hell. It was
Yeah, and you
very
say
complicated.
no, it's just a little bit details. I remember our first pictures. It was
Yeah.
very simple. Yeah.
Amazing
Well, I
backgrounds
mean,
now,
there's
though.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. I can't imagine this project without you both, without Darina and Andre equally, because yeah, you gave so much time and love to make it happen. Basically, yeah. It's basically when I saw the first time the background, it was for the shot on Geralt on the horse, and
Well,
Varana, yeah, is jumping like I was like, oh my God, yeah, I see the soul, finally see the soul of the project. Because when it was on like on black and white, yeah, it was like, all right, we see the characters, but we don't know the mood, yeah, how it's gonna be. But it was wow, it was miracle.
amazing. Even hearing it secondhand, I get inspired. Well, then, if Darina and Andre were so valuable to the project, let's jump into their responsibility. Sorry, I've been on the sick side lately. let's go and start actually with you, Andre, and with character searching. So, before we actually go into like how a progress of a shot would be made, I would like to actually talk a bit more about how was everything established in the pre-production. So, Andre, you were responsible for designing and developing the characters. So I have several questions. You can share whatever you want to share, but I have a couple of things. First of all, who was your most like favorite design? Which came not like which journey was the most fun, like or like
Yeah,
most
it's
adventurous for you?
no question. It's the Beast. It was the most fun.
The
It's
Beast.
the Yeah, I love the design. Well, it took me some tries, but like the end result is like, yeah, this is the Beast. It works really nice. Um, the rest was hard, especially the main character
The Witcher.
Geralt.
Yeah.
I think yeah, I'm still not happy with it. I think if I get another chance, I would do it definitely better. But
Mhm.
that's like, the artistic journey. You always think you can do better.
Yeah, it's funny because it's not first time when I heard that secondary characters easier than the main one,
Yeah, because
main
less
ones.
pressure.
Yeah.
Less pressure.
Yeah. And
Less
basically,
pressure.
the beast was. I mean, I saw one of the. I mean, one specific Andre's work on his website. It's like lion. We see him
Oh yeah,
like
he is there. He's
there.
in the
Yeah, in the
image,
small corner.
the
Yeah,
background.
Mm.
exactly. I saw this. You can see on Andre's website the whole development of this character. I saw him. I said, okay, this is this direction we should take to have this like a beast, like big muscle, like fluffy guy.
And if I can
Yeah,
add,
exactly.
the first designs of the Virina, like when she's transformed, they were not really nice. Like the drawings were so, like very mid.
Mhm.
But with Edward's guidance, I'm quite happy with the result now,
Yeah,
because like he kept pushing, and I was like, yeah, maybe it's okay, maybe it's okay. He's like, ah, no, it looks too much like a guy. We need to find some more like
feminine.
feminine shape
Hmm.
maybe. And in the end, I think we have like a really nice balance between some femininity, but also like very like dangerous character at the
Yeah.
same time, like
Mhm.
with muscles and claws. And I'm quite happy with her as well, like the vampire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Exactly. Just
And we
looking at the
and we
designs,
yeah,
very
and we also
pretty.
was trying to make to be as accurate as possible to the books. I'm talking about the Nivellen and Nivellen especially, but also Verena. That I know that we have some because we have some our personal artistical choices that to make these characters work better for this project. Yeah, but I think the Nivellen especially like become very accurate, I think. And also, of course,
Mhm.
like I saw many comments in like everywhere that we chose Geralt more from The Witcher 3 than from the books, because back then, I mean, in the books he didn't have a beard, right?
Yes.
He
He
didn't
has
like the
also a
beard.
headband.
Yeah, he didn't
Yeah.
like the beard, and people were saying that he was supposed to be also younger. But I agree that in the books he was like that. But it's just our fan tribute. Since I also like fan of the Witcher games and the books, I wanted to kind of combine the best things from both sides. So to make it
Mhm.
happen. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I don't know. Every time I look over to the screen and I see the designs, I get like entranced. These are so beautiful. I was always interested about how, Andre, you kept all of the shapes, all of the shape language is very clear. It's very, all of the like contrasting like curves to angles. Was it really hard to like keep this very kind of, I'm looking for the right word, kind of distinctive design with all of these like cultural and historical, armor and stuff you need to keep in mind?
Oh,
Did it
this
take
is
a
not
lot of
historical armor.
referencing?
This is 100% not historical armor,
Yeah.
guys. If you need references in
there's
historical armor,
one.
you don't look at this armor. This is just like from the top of my head.
Well, I mean, in terms of
No,
design, I think it's a very good reference.
I did
Well, not
use
as
some
historically.
references. I looked at other artists, how they interpreted the armor.
Yeah.
And I figured a lot of stuff together with Edward and Arena as we went. You know, it's like if there was a problem, we tried to solve it as best as we could. There was no intention, like there was intentions, of course, like in terms of style, but we didn't like calculate it. We just went with the feeling.
Yeah.
And if we're happy with something, we try to apply it to the other characters, and then try to make it more consistent in terms of style. But yeah, I learned a lot, like no
Yeah.
joke. For me, it was like a very defining project because for a long time, I felt like as a character designer, I needed somewhere to actually showcase what I can do.
Yeah.
And this was the perfect platform to do it. And I think I leveled up a lot because of this project.
Yeah, and
Amazing.
about the look of the girl, for example, you said about the armor. We were thinking about, of course, it should be practical. Yeah, the all armor always should be practical, right? Like we think, okay, the Witcher, I mean, Geralt, he should be very agile and mid protected. So this like shoulder like armor and stuff, and also this like all bottles on his belt and stuff. So we were thinking just like practical sides style, and also since in the video, I mean in the books, I don't remember the full description, some detailed description. So of course the video game was the main reference for it, right? So we would try to think how it should be, how it could be, like in real, like I mean in situation where Witcher exists and what he could wear. Yeah.
Exactly, because clothes, they serve a function. They all need to be functional.
Yeah.
Yes, because I was just about to actually, Baptiste had a question about I'm gonna voice it a little bit later, but Dave talked about an Instagram post we have on the Lichtar Instagram studio page with all of the Witchers, and you can actually see all of these like different contrasting shapes, people having different battling styles.
Yeah.
Even the weapons, they serve a function, but also they are part of this visual
Yeah.
language that showcases their character,
I
which
really
is
love
amazing.
this page. It was so much fun to develop the other schools, Witchers. It was so fun because it helped us to think not only because we wanted to develop like kind of some piece of universe, let's say, like how it should look in our version of The Witcher. If we would, for example, do like TV series or I don't know whatever about The Witcher, how other characters should look like in this universe, right? In this style, and it was so much fun. And like all this like schools like a bear and snake and stuff like Manticore, right? Like I think Manticore, right, was a school from Arabic countries. So much fun.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Do you have something to add?
The exploration is always fun. It's
Yeah.
the production side that's a little bit less fun when like just throwing out sketches and see what sticks. It's nice. But then, okay, how do you make it work in an actual production? How do you actually make it consistent? How would the character actually function? Like, for example, the piece of armor, or how the character would move, like the beast. Because, okay, I found a nice design, but what's the anatomy behind the clothes? I had no idea, so I had to throw out some sketches of the anatomy behind clothes. And yeah, I mean, you learn a lot as you go, for sure. And concerning everything we developed outside the teaser, you can check the studio site for more art.
Yeah.
Or my site as well. Any site you you want. The pages are available and the art is available now.
Yeah, you can go link into description. There's a link to our website. well, I mean our Lichtar's website, there's an Instagram link to the account. If you sit a lot of Insta, this is a perfect way for you to kind of monitor news and what's happening in the studio, and also the YouTube channel where you can watch the original fan tribute. Give it a like, give it a good comment,
Future projects.
and yeah, and the future project as well. Andrew Sharp has a question about the character design. Question: When did you work on when? No, let me restart it because I had a brain freeze. When you were working on the colors for the characters, was it after the kind of line art design was finalized, or it was more simultaneous, like
No,
working with the colors
it's after.
specifically
It's after. I'm
after?
as a character designer, I'm very line-based artist. I know there are some other character designers that would use colors and shapes and at the same time just to develop the character. I'm thinking more in terms of lines and shapes based on those lines. So the
Mhm.
colors came way after.
Amazing. Well, let's actually, since we've touched on the colors, I would love to discuss a little bit more on how the mood, lighting, and colors were established in the movie. So now we're slowly gonna segue from character design to color scripting, but it's not the last time I'm talking about characters with Andre. Uh, Keep watching to see more of the in progress shots on the layouts and also on how the backgrounds were developed. But let's talk about more about color scripts. So can you talk a little bit more why you decided to go with the colors you did, where like the searches for these like specific moods, were they long? How was even the feedback loop, established?
Yeah.
Maybe some.
Yeah, I actually create colors for this project, and I
Mhm.
remember how we discussed this with Edward. We understand it's fantasy, bright project, but I remember how I said maybe we will create colors like in real life, like you can see on the screen, like
Mhm.
almost evening or gray mood. I actually created the main scene where the fighting happened, and
Mhm.
Edward just choose cloudy evening.
Mhm.
And it was really important to understand this thing because many location exactly happen in this scene. So yeah, so Edward, I don't know why Edward chose exactly this one. Maybe you will explain because actually I like red one. You know?
Yeah, but
There we go. The intricacies
From
of collaborating.
you're talking about the scene with the where Verena is
the
on the
sculpture.
sculpture, right?
Yes,
The
yes,
dolphin?
yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes, yes.
I mean any choice of the colors you create there are perfect. Like
Yeah,
for I like them all. It's crazy.
yeah.
So in the end, it's just a
uh,
preference.
um,
Edward?
yeah, I was just thinking about the different because it was in the teaser there is how many locations? Three locations, I think. Three, like one in the forest with the corpse in the beginning with the crows, one at home at the Nibbelin house. It's a red and like very like
Mm.
candle like, and
Oui.
one it's a fight. I didn't want to make it like cliche or just like too cartoony. And the one, I mean, I love the Carl scripts, all of them. I think we was thinking about the second. If you see in the middle of the screen, there is a scholar scripts with about the sculpture of the dolphin. So second from the left down, like
Oh,
in the middle. Yeah, this
this
one.
one?
No, 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 on the left, on the left.
This
Yes,
one.
this one. Yeah, I really loved it. But for me, it was like a fire in the forest because the red stuff was
Mm.
like. So I wanted to make like cloudy, very like grayish, let's say, but still like contrasted. Like
Mhm.
so the first one, the from the left, top left. I think that one we chose, like I chose because I felt that is gonna be better for this scene, because again, um, in the forest with corpses was a bit dark. With the Nivellen house, it's very red. I didn't want to make it red again with the fighting scene. So it was kind of balancing the color script with scenes, right? So I chose that, and yeah.
Amazing.
Actually, I remember we don't have many choice to what colors we have to create for the rooms because it's obviously candles,
Yeah.
just candles everywhere. So I don't know, just we understood that it will be just orangey red colors. Yeah.
When Darina was searching for the references, I think she kind of immediately understood what I wanted about the colors, and what she did. You see with the faces like Nivellen and Garrett like close up, or with the chimney.
Oh, I love
It
these.
was already. I mean, I think the chimney was the first one. What you did, this from below. I mean, from above chimney, it was already stylized, but from below, it was what you did from like in the beginning, and I immediately loved it, and it's exactly what I wanted from this scene, like very blue, dark, kind of also maybe moonlight from the window, and this like red, little bit dramatic, like calm, ambient. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I
I
love
think.
these like specific stories with specific decisions. These are
Yeah, yeah,
like the most
yeah.
informative.
I mean, in general, our color script was like to make as realistic, like dark fantasy look like, but without any like overcolored decisions, yeah, more
Yeah.
natural, I would say.
Yeah, and I think the classic paintings, it's good
Yeah,
reference for this. Yeah.
true, 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 true.
Yeah. So you can see on the screen.
You can see, yeah, on the screen on the left top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Finally learned how to use the the thing. So now I'm gonna show everything single picture you're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing with us the magic of colors and why you decided to go for the specific ones. Very sorry. And let's go forward with a little bit of let me see this one with character posing. So you already had a story developed. You already had some colors developed, so you know what kind of mood it's going to be. So now you're going into the character layouts, or it would be a different step.
It would be exactly character layouts. Andre will gonna talk about that. Since it was very, I mean, I trusted Andre a lot, and with that, we decided to jump from the thumbnail because I did very since I did in the beginning the short like 9 minutes animatic of the whole grain of truth story, and I did it very. I wanted to spend as least, how to say, time as possible, little time as possible, exactly. So I did it everything very rough in thumbnails, and we already after we edit in teaser, and after discussion we decided to, okay, we're just gonna improve the drawings right away in the layout, to skip another part like making storyboard, like clean storyboard, like make it already precise. So basically what Andre did, he did precising storyboard thumbnails and making layouts for animation like like right away.
Amazing.
Yeah, but
Amazing. That's a lot.
one important point is that we also improved on the compositions as we went.
Exactly, yes.
We improved on character design as I was doing the layouts, because we didn't have turnarounds, because again, it's a small production, everybody in their own homes, it was not an actual studio. So it was like remote work. Everybody was focusing on their own tasks. Yeah, so because no turnarounds, I had to figure out the character design, how the character would turn directly in the layout
I did a
phase.
turnaround for the Nivellen. I did one.
We had some rough turnarounds. We had some
Yeah,
rough
yeah, yeah.
turnarounds for sure. But still, we had to improve upon the character designs as we went. It was a really fun. Again, learned a lot doing that.
Yeah.
Because as a character designer, there's the designing part, but also there's the production part, and it's super important to be in the production part because you're facing your own designs. It's like, okay, are they actually functioning as designs? Because purely from artistic point of view, they can be beautiful, but then when you put them in action, maybe there's some parts that can be improved, and that's when you understand that when you have to actually draw them
Yeah.
in scenes.
Did you tweak a lot of the designs? Had you like was
Yeah,
there a
yeah,
need to
yeah.
go
Yeah.
back and forth?
I think Nivellen in this scene when he was talking to Geralt, it was
Mm-hmm.
tweaked several times, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for
especially.
sure.
I mean, we all wanted to make as best as possible,
Mm-hmm.
but as like result.
Mm-hmm.
So even when Andre, I mean, we was already animating a little bit, Andre was like, no, let's change, let's tweak, let's like make it better. I was like, sure, let's do let's do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you want to see the very best.
I think it would be impossible in normal production because time and money we have to keep up like doing more and more shorts. But since it was like a super short,
Yeah,
teaser
but
and
also
our
it took a long time.
it took a long time. We did the whole thing. I mean, we all was working after work, after normal work,
Yes.
basically like in free time, and it took us 1 year and a half, I think from
Yeah.
Ooh.
from the first meeting in a cafe and talking like, okay, let's do a teaser
Yeah, yeah.
until the
From the
the
first
final
sketches,
final render in Discord.
yeah, 100%.
Oof.
And that's why it's important for everybody that's watching. Try and push yourself in projects, especially when you work with other people. If you think
Yeah,
stuff can be improved, try to push for it
yeah,
because that's how you learn. Otherwise, if you're just always doing the same thing over and over again, you're just going to stagnate, and
yeah,
maybe you won't be as proud of what you did
yeah. It
in the long run.
it's exactly what I say to my students. Like compromises are enemies of good animation. If you do, like it's fine. Yeah, basically you will like see it's like it could be better in the future.
Mm-hmm. True enough. And I have actually a couple of questions. First, it's kind of you can imagine it's a question of the chat. It's not like a host question, but I was always interested in how people plan layout shots. Like it's probably just a skill issue, but for example, when I plan a shot or I do anything and I draw the layout, then I start drawing the animation and the layout kind of doesn't make any sense anymore. So was it hard kind of actually making the characters like in the movement, having this like keyframe being polished and actually adhering to, you actually can
So
reference it to move
it's
it.
more of a question about animation, like
Yeah, I could
how.
say so, yeah. Well, I mean, you were responsible for creating the layout, so I wanted to ask you, but
Well,
maybe Edward
my
can also
But
add
job.
on that.
I think
Ah,
I can say something like initially it was animated in animatic, right? It was already
so you
working,
already had
right?
some
There.
stuff
Yeah,
laid
yeah,
out.
yeah. Basically,
Mhm.
Andre did just one specific frame from animatic, and
Yes.
then animators should follow animatic and layout. So
Yeah.
it's working like that, and
Okay.
with that approach, you are like 100% sure. I mean, almost that's everything is important. Yeah, and everything
Fair
will
enough.
work.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and in terms of layouts, again, because of time, because of time, basically, we decided that uh, in each shot we'll see what's important for the animator, and sometimes we would just do like one image, for example, the shot with the wolves.
Yeah.
And other times we do several images because since there was no actual finished turnaround,
Mhm.
um, we had to help the animator understand the character and how it would
Yeah.
turn. So sometimes we would have like one or two poses, sometimes even three. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say
Yeah,
that this
exactly.
project was very heavy, layout heavy. I mean, to
Mhm.
make as accurate and as strong as possible. Again, because it's a short production, right? It's a small teaser, right? Of course, if it would be I don't know, TV series or feature film, it would be maybe different, maybe. But here, yeah, we really like try to make in the Andre's design as close as possible.
Amazing. Yeah, you could tell the amount of work that went into it. And I absolutely love the layout with Gerald being knocked against the wall. When I
Yeah,
saw it like in the presentation, it just looks very beautiful. Could
yeah,
be like a standalone thing in itself. Yeah.
one of my favorites. Yeah,
A
I think it
series
was
based on this pose.
Yeah,
yeah.
specifically.
Yeah, TV show based on Geralt getting knocked on the spin-off, a spin-off.
Yeah.
Well, if there, this is the best chance to add anything to the character layout if you want to share
Yeah,
something.
maybe
But
maybe here on
yeah,
the left, I mean, we have a line, like
yeah,
development for the cleanup.
add it.
Yeah, maybe I can add some. We
Mm-hmm,
wanted to make it as a hand-drawn animation to feel like it was like make in how to say, like rust, like on paper, let's say, like on paper. It was not us. It was not our like main goal to make like feel like paper, but still I want because in the internet, in the social media, there is a lot of I mean, in Netflix also doing like feature film and about, I mean, animation feature film, and it looks very polished, the lines like almost vector, right? And
mm-hmm,
I'm very big fan of 2D traditional animation, so I wanted to make it like feels like the brush, right? The line. So we decided to make it in like
mm-hmm,
pencil textured line. Actually, the first real experience with pencil animation, I mean, texture animation was, I think, on your Andre graduation film, Hors de l'eau.
Yes.
I helped a little bit, and you had a lot of like nice. I mean,
Yeah.
you developed your team
Shout
developed the
out to
brush,
Thibaut Leclerc. He
yeah,
developed the
the
brushes
brush and
for
stuff.
TV. Yeah,
I still have it. I real love it. And after that, I was in love in a brush, like pencil brush
yeah.
in the animation. So we decided to make something like that. And also you can see that here we have like after simple lines, we wanted to make like accents to make it like dark
mm-hmm,
like moments in the line work. So to make it more how to say like amplified, yeah, like visible. Mhm.
mm-hmm. Amazing. Yeah, it
Yeah,
does give more kind of
I'm sorry.
painterly feel.
And if you see in details, for example, Nivellen, you see three different lines, like normal line, bold line, and really thin light line. It's so hard to make animation like a long time, a long future, like for example, animation
Mm-hmm.
with that. But since again it was short, we had advantages to make it. All right, let's make it in one, two shots, and it's gonna be perfect, and yeah, it's gonna work very good.
Amazing. Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of Robert Valley is also very experimental with his line width,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very hard. I saw his like animation in progress. I always thought it was because of the complexity. I always thought it was like CGI. Then I saw that they manually just draw the line weight in like on ones. I think I'd like physically something broke in me inside there.
Crazy.
So if we discussed everything we wanted
Yes.
about character layouts, I would love to go to our backgrounds. And then I have a special a little screen in the end about a typical shot progression. So we're going to take one shot and we're just going to discuss it, how it went from the initial thumbnail to the very like last look of it with the comp and everything. But before that, the backgrounds. The questions will be pretty similar. First of all, how was your process in general was maybe like some of your inspirations, how would you Were you looking for references? How did you send out work? What kind of like feedback loop? How was like it established? And of course, your most favorite or the most challenging shot, whatever you want to share. The only thing I'll have, yeah, unmute yourself.
Yeah. As I said, we talked a lot about how Edward sees this project. Initially, the style was supposed to be similar uh, to a comic book and less detail. And when I saw this first time references from Edward, I said, okay, I definitely in. It will be easy and for my free time, of course, after job. And I thought it will be great for my portfolio because I always work just with painting without line. Yeah, and for a job and my personal project, it's always painting with a spot. I'm not used to drawing backgrounds with line, and it's after that I understood how it will be, how it was very difficult. So the main in the end, or in the beginning, the main reference was book Le Château des Animaux. I will write in the chat later.
Yeah, definitely,
And
because I can't read French.
yeah, I can say it now in your chat. And Edward said it's perfect, but it looks really like comic book. It's not like animation background with the air, And we after a lot of discussion, our background start to be more detailed and like picturesque. Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, the first test background was for the style was a forest where the Witcher turns around to the Vienna. So it was
This one,
really
I
difficult.
think, right?
Yeah, it was really difficult for me because I had never looking for a style for the project because I have my style. I already understand style for the job because I'm just background artist, I'm not a creator of the style. I already have a Bible with a style, with a detail, and I'm just working. And here I have nothing. I have any clear reference for style. So it was my first experience with it, and it was really difficult. We discussed a lot, and I think it's hard to style the backgrounds when there are three people with their own visions. I have my vision, Andre and Edwards have, and it was really challenging to speak with each other because we were friends before. We are not like we're colleagues before.
Not anymore.
We're not anymore.
And not anymore. Yeah, actually, it was
This
much
project
challenging
broke
for
us.
us. Yeah. It's not difficult to drawing. It's very difficult to speak with each other.
Difficult to collaborate. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and I had never working with a style what Edwards wants, and it's very was difficult to create backgrounds with line, as I say, and I don't know. I like these backgrounds with the forest. It's in my portfolio right now, but I didn't want to remember how
Yeah.
I draw this.
It was
Yeah.
it was difficult, yeah.
Yeah, and I tried to look for references that were relevant to that time, literal time. For example, for the event, especially for the bed background, for the chimney background, it's really was interesting to looking for some details, what furniture in that time, and
Yeah.
what kind of stuff there. And I like, for example, my favorite shot is with chimney and with the bed because I like actually create the bed. It's a very detailed Slavic detail, I think, full of details, but we can see details on the final production because there is a
the beast with the
yes
blanket.
yeah, but you
it's
can
invisible.
see
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think
yeah,
I think
I
was
like
the most I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
think
it's okay.
the most difficult was the first three shots with most, I mean, the first three backgrounds. After that, you kind of get the style. And it was like, for example, with chimney or with the bed, I think was much easier than the first, for example.
Yeah, yeah. After forest, after forest. It was actually a month for me to create this background because of the style. And after forest, it was very difficult to create the dinner shot, because I see tree, I see grass, and I need to draw a table with this style, It's kind of challenging. And so yeah, dinner background and forest background. It was
And I
first.
think, and the third, I mean, difficult was the house, and to draw this piece of house, Darina did a plan of the. I mean, because Darina wants, I mean, always work with the plan of the from the top view of the whole area, and she did like a lot of like, I mean, vision. I mean, design of the house, design of the warehouses, around,
But we
and yeah,
don't have actually many pictures from concept art
you
for
have. I think
environment.
I mean, you have one with with the
Actually,
plan.
this is
Yeah,
very ugly sketch, and I
yeah.
didn't expect you will show everywhere this is
No,
sketch
but
because it
I
was for
love it.
me.
Work in progress. It's work in progress.
Yeah, so
Well-
because this is a small project, I didn't have time to create concept art of an environment,
Yeah.
I just have small backgrounds there
Mhm.
and there and there. So I just started to draw backgrounds based on animatic. It's
Yeah.
not like concept art project. Yeah, but in the end, I like this. I like how it's turned out, and especially when I painted a room with a fireplace or a bed, and I like working with the room the most. Think about details. Yeah, this I
Yeah.
like. This is
Yeah,
my
if you
backgrounds in my portfolio.
yeah.
I love them.
If you check, for example, in our website, and you go to the details, you see how Darina like how to say did the chests design with this like whole how's the carpenter, right?
Oh,
With the
yeah,
with
with
this
the
wood,
the
like
intricacies, the
yeah,
the
exactly,
little
exactly.
thing.
And also exactly what she said about the bed. Nobody see the backside of the bed, this plank, yeah, but it's very beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
and then
I add there the head of the wolf because of the Witcher. This is
yeah,
like secret, and I actually it's always funny because you can see the background with the dead bodies there.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's always funny. Is it part of the background or is still character? So
Yeah.
I asked Andre to help me because for me it's character. It's not like just dead bodies.
Yeah, like
And yeah,
it's props, character, or background, like
yeah, it's on every project. It's always question actually. Yeah. So yeah.
I guess it
yeah,
depends on the
and
relevancy to the plot.
exactly.
Yeah.
And on the left side you see the many, I mean, some of the references, what we had, like this, like, or a big old forest with kind of trenches, like laying around, and also this like Nebelan's house with the grass house, like with the vines on the wall. So basically, it was our main references. Yeah, I also wanted to have like more details animated on the house. For example, maybe leaves with the wind, but we said it's fine with this with the windows and stuff. It's already working, and this shot is very short, so it's very nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So we've been here for a while and we've already discussed character designs, layouts, color script, background searches. So now I'm going to go to my most favorite slide of them all. Hopefully it's loading and it's actually showing animation.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if I'm going to keep it.
Yeah, it works.
So here, since we've discussed all of the steps in depth, one by one, I want to go through basically how a shot would be developed from the beginning, from the thumbnail, how it went up to this final version with the lights and colors. So,
Yeah, maybe I can start. Basically,
yeah.
as you see from the top left, it was my thumbnail. And as we discussed, as we mentioned before, that after a thumbnail, when we did the first editing, for example, of the teaser, Andre take it to the layout stage. And on this layout stage, we already redesigned, made composition, made something maybe bigger I mean, close up or a wider shot, and put the characters in the right position. And yeah, and with Andre, we discussed like what composition would work the best for this shot, and yeah, and it was like a ping pong all the time, just going back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Also, you can see the progress of the shot, how it was initially developed in the color script,
Yeah.
how the layout has been slowly developing. I've also, as you can see, added a little bit of extra images that came from corrections
Yes.
and how it comes into this colored version. Can you talk a little bit more about this document? I saw that you kept some rules about like in terms of naming
Yeah.
and in terms of like colors like these. Can you talk a little bit more how you establish this kind of discipline since you have a lot of
Since
people involved?
we was working not only with three of us, it was more people on the production and animators, and yeah, and on every production there is kind of pipeline rules, what to do, what not to do, like also with the brush, like what brush use, what size over the brush and stuff. So basically what you see here, it's a TV Paint naming and coloring of the layers, to just be not lost, and to send to the supervisor, for example, and see what layer means what. Like it's a blocking, I mean rough. Basically, what you see here, I took it from my experience working in Lancashire. On the Primal TV series, and you see here, yeah, like some technical notes, model, if there is some color layer, cleanup line, blocking is rough, it means rough, layout line. So many different. If there is some option for the layout line or color and stuff, shadows, you have it here, yeah, and you can choose whatever color is to not get lost, because sometimes animators just can create many hundreds, I mean, of layers, and then a supervisor or me, like for example, when I teach, I just get lost, and it wasting time, to finding right layer to make a corrections.
Exactly, exactly. And
Yeah.
on the right side of the screen, you can actually see a little bit of the actual production part. So as you can see, here's a version. I think it's not like the final one. I think I took it somewhere
No,
from
it's
the
not the final.
middle.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
somewhere from the middle. You were the one who was animating this shot, correct?
No, it was
Oh no?
Yulia. It was Yulia.
Ah.
Yeah, no, it was not me.
Oh, the one who did the birds in the beginning, right?
Yeah. She did this
Yes, if you
shot.
saw those amazing birds, they were done by Julia, yeah. And she
Yeah.
actually was on another stream by Animation Club School. You can actually watch it as well, which is
Yeah.
called the Graduate Stream, where she talks about her experience learning color arts and about the school and her like stuff she did after
Mm-hmm.
graduation. Sometimes
I,
we connect with old graduates and ask them how their life is going in terms of animation.
Actually, it's a perfect time to say maybe that in our team, I mean, we were in like a core team, like three of us. But
Hmm.
when we get to the production, we ask many people from like my friends, or for example, my former students, to help
Hmm.
to make like cleanup, or even like rough animation, or yeah, like coloring, shadows and stuff. So we have, in the end, it's turned out like with 12 my former students
Hmm.
was on the project, and it was basically the first internship maybe, like remote internship in our studio.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all the qualifications like for
Yeah.
an internship. You have a design, you have a deadline.
Yeah,
You have a
I think
standard you have to achieve
everyone
too.
had a lot of fun.
No money.
The best,
Internship.
the best.
For exposure.
Yeah.
Well, amazing. I don't have any other slides, so we're probably going to settle on this one while we will answer all of the questions from the chat that I didn't get to voice beforehand. So, and also if there's anything from you that you also want to share, but we didn't have the time to share properly, this is also, the best time to do it. But let's start with the questions that I didn't voice. So it will be a good start for the Q&A conversation. And also, chat, this is the best time to ask any questions if you haven't asked them before, because we'll probably be here for probably 10, 15 more minutes, and then we're slowly going to roll to a close. So first question I want to ask, it is very cool works question. I wanted to know how much the story was changed, improvised, since this was a long-term project. The original storyboard, did it transform a lot compared to a product you ended up with?
Yeah, since we didn't develop the whole short, right? It's just a teaser. So the teaser, how we made it from the beginning, didn't change much, just make it longer. Because when you animate scenes, it feels different. Like it feels that we need more time to show what we wanted, right? In animatic, since it's just three, like for example, three drawings, and you think it's enough, yeah, because there's not much things to do to happening. So basically, it gets longer, and on the layout stage, we get we get different composition, but nothing else like changed. But if we're talking about my initial animatic script from Grain of Truth, so yeah, I did some tweaks to make it shorter because I didn't want to make like 15-20 minutes long short. I wanted to make it as short as possible, like 9 minutes. So I I changed the puzzle what happened in the novel to make it faster.
Makes sense. Also, another question from Baptiste, and it's about the backgrounds. Question, probably to Darina. Were you the only person who was working on the backgrounds, or did you have any extra support?
Yes and no. So I created all layouts and I painted all backgrounds on the project. But in the end, I already started to work on a full-time project and I didn't have time for Edward's notice. And actually, they noticed were a lot from
Yeah.
Edward. Just finishing touches there, and so many files, and I didn't have time. I was so tired, and I asked my two friends, Yulia and Igor, to help me, just to do this, not just final touches, and it was really actually helpful. Julia worked, for example, with a decor on the wall in this shot, in dinner shot. Yeah, so it was very helpful for me. And Igor with the forest and with the bodies shot with bodies. So yeah, it was. I'm so thankful for them. Yeah, so like that.
Amazing. Sending them a virtual hello.
Yeah.
And we also have a question from Mira about who made the last logo shot in the end of the tribute.
It's
with the
Andre's
opening.
layout. Yeah, I get it. It's Andre's layout, but I animated the opening of the eyes. Yeah.
And Darina
Wow.
made the colors.
Darina made the colors.
So in the end, it's a
So
team
all
effort.
of
Yeah,
them. Amazing. Perfect. And also we have a question from Monica. And also I have a question from myself about your future. Monica is asking, will you try to get this tribute developed into something more full TV production, into something longer, or maybe you have other plans on the horizon?
Yeah, about The
Anything you'd like
Witcher,
to
we
share?
don't know. We don't know. We cannot share any news,
Fair enough.
any more notes. But we're already planning doing to do some other projects. Yeah.
Amazing. Oh, and also we got a question from Joy. And I actually had this question myself. How did you handle voice acting and sound design? Especially, I'm interested how you handle the voice acting in the beginning stages. Like,
Yeah.
how far back did you have the audio clips? And
And talk
Uh,
about the music, the score.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think for me, extremely important is the music. When I do something like a teaser or my demo reels and stuff, I always start with the music. Basically because music gives me a mood and understandable of the rhythm, yeah, understanding of the rhythm. So in the beginning, I picked music from the Witcher 3. It was Heart of Stone DLC music, and it worked very well. And yeah, it worked very well. And I think I combined actually two pieces of music together, and because it was some kind of horror horror vibe of it. But in the end, I was so lucky to I get an answer from the one of composer of The Witcher, of the Blood and Wine, Piotr Musiał, and and I was so lucky to have him because I really love his work. And also he did like most work. He is working mostly in video games, and he did also a soundtrack for the Frostpunk. That is like super big title from the Polish company, and I really love it. So yeah, it was a pleasure to work with him. And about sound design, I was recording myself. I mean, I did some sound design, like very rough, like to put some vibe. But in general, like voiceover, I did by myself in the beginning, just with my mic, and I was like, like pretending to be like a beast, like Harold, something like that. Like it was super fun. I really, I actually I get inspired from the Gendy Tartakovsky when we was working on Primal. He always did voiceover for his animatics. He was like always like with dinosaurs, like wow, it was so much fun to
Amazing.
watch them.
Yes, and funny that we 1 year and a half, just I remember just your voice,
Yeah,
because we work with it. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So it was like that, but in the end, we asked some sound designer to get over the sound design and voiceovers. So he found some. I actually don't know how exactly he worked, but he found some people from the audio bank, I think. I mean, voice bank, and we choose which one works the best, and it was like that. So I don't know how he actually recorded, and it was very good. I really love it.
Wow. Amazing. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Well, we've been here for about 80 minutes, so probably our guests are getting a little bit tired. I'm getting a little bit tired as well, looking at 6 windows at one string at a time. So I think this is a perfect time to kind of roll everything to a close. There's still a chance to ask like one question before we finally go away, but I will start slowly kind of saying thank yous. First of all, I wanted to say thank you to the Lichtar studio who decided to join us. I want to say like special thank yous to Edward, to Andre, and Darina. Thank you for being here. Thank you for providing me with all these materials so we could have this like conversation today. I want to say like my special thank you, and hopefully the chat will say thank you to you as well for participating and sharing your personal insights and how everything went. So definitely thank you for that.
I
Well,
see
thank you
And we
there
very
got
was
a
much.
one
question.
more. Yeah, there is one more
Yeah,
question from
one
Baptiste.
more question. Uh, question. I will put the terrible question. I'm a student in 4th year studying. Can I send you my demo reel on your email and Lichtar can take me as an intern for your next production.
Yeah,
Very
you
brave.
can.
First of all, I wanted to say good job for putting yourself out there.
Yeah,
That's the
very
spirit. Keep it up.
exactly. Yeah,
Unpaid production.
we're receiving we're receiving a lot of emails now about the job and about the internships and stuff. So I will definitely answer all of them, and please send us your portfolio. We're gonna review it and put it on the list. For now, we cannot accept any interns, and yeah, because we guess in the beginning of our studio, right? But if there is gonna be a chance to have some people involved, of course we're gonna send you messages.
Mhm. So still, you can always be on the lookout. Plus, it's always a good idea to go into description and look through the links of Lichtar Studio. They have a LinkedIn, they have official websites, so you can always keep them somewhere in your folders. Check them once, twice per week to keep the activity going, and always be on the lookout for needs for news for accepting internships. Oh, and one more question before we end. Uh, can you tell us an approximate like timeline on how much let me rephrase the question so it'll be better. Before we actually leave, how long did you work on the animation in the end? I'm not sure what in the end means, so
I
I'm
mean,
gonna rephrase the
total,
question.
probably total.
Yeah,
Well,
total. Yeah.
yeah, we've already discussed that, but I will repeat. Since we was working in our free time after
Mhm.
work and stuff, so this 50 seconds teaser was made in 1 year and a half.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, it's a lot of work still,
Yeah.
so that's
Yes,
why.
absolutely.
And we
It's
wanted
really
to make it as with love, so not just to finish it, but squeeze as much as possible and make it like
Yeah.
wow,
And I
outstanding.
think it's very important to say many of us do this project after job.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
in free time. It's not like full-time job for us. It wasn't like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why long like that. Yeah.
Of course, yes.
Yeah,
But
and you could
also,
tell it was
but also
completely
about
available.
because we had a lot of like visual development during the process. It's not just like, all right, let's just do it very fast. We not dive into development, because in the end, Andre did the whole like Bible of the project, and it was amazing. It is
Yeah.
amazing.
We always wait each other. For example, for layout character, we need already layout for background, for perspective, for example.
To
And
animate,
we
yes.
wait just each other all the time.
Yeah.
Part of the process. Thank you, Neil, for your thank you. Sorry if I didn't understand the question completely from the first time. That can happen after 90 minutes of straight talking and listening. But since there's no other questions falling in, and I already said thanks to the Lichtar Studio and everyone who joined. I also want to say thank you to you, chat, and all of the people who are watching right now, either watching or a recording. Here we go. Another question. I should probably stop saying like that you have time for one more question. I should probably be more strict. But usually the questions that come in the last are usually the most fun. But we have another one by Pixie. What will you be working on next? Even though we talked a little bit, maybe there's like
Yeah, we cannot share any news, but we have definitely some project going on. But yeah, and it's also kind of the same, not the same purely, but almost the same collective. I mean, of people. So
amazing.
it's gonna be very
But
fun.
it's an original idea.
Yeah, but it's original IP now. Yeah.
Ah, amazing. So you could probably see like tomorrow on the website. It's definitely dropping tomorrow. You should go check
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I
And
wish.
then
I
tomorrow.
wish.
Yeah. It's definitely, yeah, tomorrow.
It's gonna drop in
Mm.
June 2027.
In 15 minutes. In 15 minutes. The drop is in
Yeah.
15 minutes. Go refresh. But for now, now I'm being super strict. We're probably gonna
Yeah,
end the
let's go.
stream.
Thank you, Kata.
For
Thank you
now.
for your job.
Thank you
Thank
for
you very
your
much.
Yeah,
for
it
Thank
was
you for
very
having
fun.
us.
for collecting
Thank you,
stuff.
I
everyone.
love I love discussing stuff like this. This is always interesting to listen to these specific insights about creating these projects, what works, what doesn't work. Stuff like this is completely my jam. So I was enjoying the whole ride. And hopefully the chat enjoyed it too, whether you're watching this live or in a recording. Hopefully you had fun. And yeah, thank you for being here. Hopefully, we're going to see you later on a different stream or workshop here on Animation Club School or back at Lichtar Studio, watching their content and their new IPs that are definitely going to drop in 15 minutes. So you should go right now to the links and click all of them, click subscribe, click all of the little stars in the right top corner if you're sitting from a PC. But yeah, looking forward for more stream. Hopefully we'll get to see you more on Animation Club School. But for now, bye-bye. Thank you for being here with us.
Bye-bye.
Oh, what the... Guys! Guys, what happened to honor and democracy and everything?
Нет, я понимаю. Просто я соскучилась.
People don't just turn into things.
I do.
I'm the guy with the money. And the gun.
Nailed it. I know. Thank you. Moving on. Do you hear that? It's the winds of change.
Hello everyone, this is Animation School. My name is Edward Kurchevsky and I'm professional 2D animator based in Paris.
Bobby, would you care for a piece of pie?
I studied animation over 10 years in one of the top schools in the world and now I'm ready to share my knowledge with you. In the past 4 years of teaching, my students achieved remarkable results and working in studios like Cartoon Salon, Skiad, studying in schools like L'École de l'Image and CalArts.
I'm not sure what we've got here, Charlie. But if we've got what I think we've got something.
Our goal is to prepare qualified professionals in a short amount of time during our intense course. We are here to also create a bridge between you and studios and help you find your first professional position in industry. Online studying became one of the most important parts in worldwide education system, and I am pretty sure with us you will achieve great results. Good luck!